Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience while on hold. The broadcaster will be in immediately to assist you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Midwest Motorsports iRacing League here for the Road Series season finale. I'm sorry for the delay there. I was not aware that the broadcast booth was awaiting someone to come on in. But here we are. My name is Michael Harris. Typically broadcast the stock car series as well as race in the truck series and occasionally here on the roadside. Did not make it in for qualifying or anything tonight, but I'm excited to be here in the booth with this opportunity. Adam, hope you're doing well out there. Same goes to you, James J. Typically the two that are in the booth. As we've been talking about the past couple weeks, James J is out still on medical leave, but recovering well. Hope to get a return time soon so that you all can enjoy his voice. But at any rate, we miss you, James. You're always a pleasure up here. For sure. And speaking of pleasures and stuff like that, we're here at Monza. And as probably saw at the beginning of the broadcast stream, and as you can probably recognize from the track layout, this is the final race of the 10-race season 10, brought to you in part by the Cooldown Lap. Sure, we're sponsored by our own Cooldown Lap podcast. Anyway, we got some exciting action here in the front of the SR10 field as we get into the tricky S's here at the beginning of the racetrack. And the little buttons here are a little bit different than we got on the oval side. Adam, James, you guys do a great job with this camera stuff. For sure, something different on from what we've got. As the camera is switching around, we're riding around with Caden Richardson, who is currently the leader here, and also your leader in the... Nope, take that back. He's 52 points behind Johan de Roy in the Pro Series. Now, those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, hearing it's the finale, don't fret. The Road Series is going to be starting up at some point soon with another season, Season 11. So you're not really missing out too much on your Tuesday nights after this week. You can even join in some fun runs and some... Wow, Brain was not planning to function this afternoon. I was planning to write a book, but at any rate, yes, so when they do recruiting races, you definitely tune into those and participate yourself. See what we got on tap. It's probably the last time we'll see the SR10s and the M2s on track together in our configuration here. It has been an interesting season for sure. Being a driver of the M2s, it's certainly intimidating hearing the angry bees here catch up behind you, as they're very capable of doing multiple times during the race. It's kind of like a whole Freddy Fazbear jump scare. Speaking of which, Michael Odell typically runs a Spec Racer Ford out in the real world, has now taken over the lead, is actually battling for the lead against Caden Richardson there, losing it in this sharp left-hander. He's getting towards the back half of the track, towards the final corner. Nope, sorry. It should be a lot more helpful if I was more familiar with Monza itself. I've driven here at least a time or two. You'd think I'd remember where we are on the track. This is why track maps, can't talk, and the overlays are so crucial for me on this road series. This is a pretty exciting battle, though. Caden cuts down right in front of Michael Odell as they get right into another set of S's here. A little bit faster corner, as you can see some of the work machines towards the back. Oh, this is going to be a long 45 minutes if I can't talk, folks. We are finally on the final corner of the road course. Yes, this is what it is. It's a road course. It's not got 4 turns. Stop making fun of me, chat. I'm just kidding. I can't even reach it right now. I don't know how Adam's doing this with all the different buttons and things to click, but as we get into turn 1, I'm sorry the camera angle changed weirdly here, but Michael Odell will take the field through turns 1 and 2, ahead of Caden Richardson. He'll make that pass, obviously get a nice good run in these more open stretches, slight corners here, faster corners. And Caden's going to try another move on the outside here. He's going to take that one. See hard brake zone there, another set of S's. We got John Daniels in third place. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I'm looking at the main screen in front of me, and it says John Daniels, but it just looked weird. Just the way the print is. And Caden getting a huge jump out of that turn down this big straightaway here, under a couple of the bridges as they get ready for another hard braking zone. Into the 3S turn. Leads you to the final straightaway before the last corner. Did I get it right? John Daniels sure did get it right through that section as he passes by Michael Odell. Something happened there for Odell. He's fallen back a little bit. He is now in 5th place. Caden Richardson leading the field again out of this corner here. John Daniels now in 2nd place. So we've been focusing a lot on the SR10s because that's what was on screen when we joined in on the action here. Let's go ahead and take ourselves to the amateur. There's no amateurs around here. You tell him, Ryan Glover. Oh! Well, I guess I shouldn't have talked so soon. Ryan Glover, something happened there. Let's take a quick peek back as the Wart BMW M2 gets involved in a racing incident here. Let's get back to playing as Ryan Glover on the inside. 3 wide SR10. Oh, some bouncing around there. 4X for Ryan Glover. That is unfortunate here. He's found himself down to 9th place. Let's go back to live action here. He's back at 9th place now with a little bit of damage. Hoping to get back into the swing of things. There's a big gap now, though. That's about 16 seconds he lost from being the leader. New leader in the AM pack here is Kyle Ryan. And chasing him down is David Wartburn. Troy Nissen is in 3rd in the AM division with Justin Shoup and Nicholas Moffitt close behind. Battling back there, you see a couple of cars, 3 cars back there, all vying for 3rd place. Christopher Hopper, who's apparently from Italy today, in the nice machine. Click on him here. He's got a bit of camo today, which is a little bit different for the Hopper mobile. Normally he's got that green, black, and purple scheme. I haven't watched the broadcasts. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched the broadcasts in a while for the Road Series. No hate to you guys or anything, just not having the time. If I had the time, I'd be doing the time behind the wheel most Tuesday nights. But he's changed his scheme up since I last raced against him. It's cool to see him back there. Author and writer of many different stories out there. Behind Christopher Hopper, who sits in 6th place, is now Rick Bundren. So he just passed by Ronald Cabiltas, as we can see them right there. 3-way battle between Cabiltas, Bundren, and Ryan Glover. We would love nothing more to make up all that time back as, oh boy, Rick Bundren goes right into this dirt. And John Daniels has snuck his way into the lead in the Pro Series as they're coming flying in. Lights flashing here. Let them know, hey, we're here. We're going to try to see what we can do to make it through. We're battling for the lead, and this just another tricky section here with the SR10s and BMWs. These guys have such a quick pace compared to the BMWs here. It's made it kind of exciting and also nerve-wracking at the same time, especially for both sets of drivers. As the SR10s start to file on back here. Let's take ourselves into the hunt here with Jason Wahlberg battling for that 4th spot right now. Oh, we got a BMW off track there right ahead. John Daniels as they go through the S's for turns 1 and 2. Some stop and go, some bumping going on for the SR10s. Not the best when you're an aero-dependent vehicle. As they get around Chris Hopper here, going through the fast corner. For the main front stretch here at Monza. They go into another hard braking zone. Left-hander, right-hander, which will carry on over. We got some more blinking as Caden Richardson trying to weed his way through the BMW field. And we got a big old stack up here. Blue and white car. I'm not familiar with everybody's paint schemes, unfortunately, but we got some bumping going on back behind these SR10s in the BMW field. Wow, just a lot of action here. This is definitely exciting to get this kind of action with the stock car season going the way it is, going from 8-car field to a normally 40-car field. We've got 19 cars out today for this final race. Road Series drivers excited for the polls to vote on what they're going to do next season. That's another cool thing about this racing league here. I don't know if Sondag or James J have brought it up in prior videos or streams. But I'll tell you one thing, that Midwest Motorsports definitely caters to... Mario, there you go. It definitely caters to the driver. You know, the drivers get to make the ultimate decisions. The admin team might bring out a couple options here for you to pick from, like we've got these set courses we're going to go to this season, but you guys get to pick the next, like, half of the schedule. Or for the cars, the drivers actually get to make the decision. We made this choice to run these two. The admin team gave us some options, and we ended up with this one. That's what we picked for this season. We've got some pit stops going on here, or at least something's indicating Gerard Rupert is in the pit lane. One of the BMWs back there. Number 13, Eric Hagel, also back there as well in the pits. Not really the typical pit stop window. We should be seeing the speaking of which, we should be seeing the SR10s in at some point, I'd imagine. We've already seen CJ Barszczyk, unfortunately, in the pits early on lap 3. Oh my gosh, I have a chat. I have chat. I don't know how I'm supposed to do chat and do this. No, I'm just kidding. I used to do play-by-play for hockey games. I'd play at the same time, deal with chat at the same time. So I'm not pro or anything, but I definitely know my way around clicking buttons. But at any rate, yeah, let's go, everybody. Tight battles in all classes. As you can see, the SR10 field we've been watching for a little while has been pretty tight. Starting to pan out just a little bit here. We got Ryan getting some love. Ryan Glover getting some love, I'm thinking. MRD. It's always nice to see you guys out here in the comments section telling us how you feel. Letting us know well, letting us know a lot of different things. Your favorite drivers are out here, and boy, brain function. Well, let's get to Michael Odell here, as he is embroiled in a battle with Caden Richardson. Right alongside here in the what would be a passenger seat, Mr. Odell, as he gets passed on the right side by Jason Wahlberg. Him and Jason battling it out right now. They're within 0.6 of a second of Caden Richardson, who's in second. John Daniels has said see you later. He is cruising right now at 1.5 second lead in the field. Your fastest lap of the session for the Pro Division's Caden Richardson with a 1:43.483. The next fastest actually would be Jason Wahlberg, who put down a 1:43.553 his last lap, where he was able to advance up to third place. Odell has it now. And we're going to swap back to Jason Wahlberg. Speaking of him, in this hard braking zone, as he's still trying to chase after Michael Odell. And now we're going to switch back to fifth place Christopher Rowe, who's 0.8 of a second behind those four drivers. So he's trying to get himself involved through these hard corners. Let's slow down a little bit for that one. I promise I'm going to look at track maps too, so I can call out the real track things, because turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, what comes after turn 4, guys? I don't know. I'm just an oval guy. I'm going to need chat to come on in and tell me all the corners, because I don't know. I just make left-hand turns all day long. Oh, you've seen me do with left and rights before. Who am I kidding? Usually you see me also joining in with the mowing crew. Alright, as they come around Parabolica, going down the front straightaway to Prima Variante and Curvabassano afterwards. That's right, I'd gone ahead and looked online. I'm cheating. Jason Wahlberg making a pass, or at least making an attempt here. Michael Odell has gotten around. We missed something. Caden Richardson is in the pit lane. He's coming into pit. Troy Nissen in the AM divisions in with Taylor Montague. They are both one lap down in the AM division here. And if I could be so bold as to talk about points in this crucial period of time with pit cycles starting, I swear I can talk, folks. I swear I can talk. Johan DeRoy is currently leading the points. I'm assuming that the drop races are counted in the standings I'm staring at. But Johan DeRoy is in the lead by 52 points coming into this race over Caden Richardson. Michael Odell is 324 behind Johan, 272 points behind Caden. So the Pro Series is kind of wrapped up a little bit. Some battling for positions here. We'll see if Johan, loses some points, or if he, well, he's not in the field, so I don't know what that means for the final points. I don't remember how many points you get. But he's certainly not here to cause a turn 1 incident, which would have cost 450 points in the penalties. For a second here, folks, I'm glad to hear back from my eyes in the sky, my producers, if you will, that they're enjoying the vocals on this finale stream, and my brain immediately goes, hey, are you still on mute? Well, these guys are not on mute right now, as Christopher Rowe is still holding pretty well here in the 4th place, still following behind Michael Odell and Caden Richardson. And we're all still chasing after John Daniels. John Daniels has been the man up front for a little while here, for about the past 10 or so minutes. Even though he's slipping and sliding here, he's still holding his own. Losing a little bit of time here or there. this again. Whoa, right up behind there. Oof. So you guys can kind of see from that camera angle right there just how tricky it is sometimes. But Michael O'Dell is right on the right-hand side and making the pass despite having that BMW right there. That might have actually helped Michael O'Dell take the lead. Remember, folks, he kind of does this in real life, although it's Spec Racer Fords, which are a little bit slower than the Radical 10s. Needless to say, excitement everywhere on this track. We've just been focusing on the Pro Division for the most part. Jason Wahlberg making his moves here on the left side. Let's see if we can get that camera to the left rear. There's Wahlberg right there. That is a terrible TV angle. Whoever would have picked that kind of TV angle? Alright, fire the cameraman. Because these guys are in pits. There they go, John Daniels. I think that actually means that Jason Wahlberg got the lap there. I'm not sure. But let's go back out on the field where Wahlberg is. No, he got something. He's leading right now. We'll go with that. He is currently 4th place in the points, another 339 points behind Michael O'Dell. So really the battles for position right now in the Pro Series, as we see some sand getting kicked up here. Chris Hopper back on the screen, back on the stream. As Jason catches up to him, goes right by around. Good job being patient there for the Radical 10. With the gaggle of pros behind. Now, because of the name recognition, I'm sorry, folks. Yes, favoritism is happening right here, right now. He's the only one who I know. For paint schemes right now. I see some more guys, so that's Ryan. There's Ryan Glover right there, right in front of him in that wart scheme. And then in front of them is Rick Bundren in the number 45 machine. He let me take over the number 40 machine for this season. Which, of course, I have only driven 3 times. Go figure. But let's watch on this for the pros, right, or the AMs right now. Here we got Kyle Ryan and David Wortman are actually battling for the lead in the AM division right now. They're going through the turn 1 S's. And there I go, saying turn 1 S's again. When we all know this is Curva by Sono. They're going to be coming up to Segunda Variante before the one Curva del Istmo. What is up with these Italian names, dude? Can you tell me what's wrong with Italians? As someone who's descended from Italians, specifically in the northern part of the country, can you tell me what's up with Italians? Got some cars and coffee here in the chat. Brian Sarton's in there. Everybody's watching. 3-man booth next season. So if any of you guys actually pay attention to the oval side of things and seen me and James 7-time interact during our commentary, I kind of end up being more of the play-by-play kind of announcer. James would be doing a lot of the other stuff, and I'll just be sitting there going like, this person's going past this guy, kind of what I'm doing right now for the most part, while he's doing all the interesting, actually telling you a story stuff, and I'm just like, here's some facts. Eat the facts. Consume them. Sorry, what? Oh, Brian, you're a funny guy. Maybe if Adam's that bored. I don't really know if anyone would be that bored with James in the booth. That guy is a serious tail weaver there, right? He tells some tall tales. He tells some tales, brings the interesting back to this racing series. And these guys are so good at the cameras. They wouldn't be staring at David Wortman all by himself. In what position is he in? Here we go again. He's currently leading the AM division by 14 seconds after Kyle Ryan, Christopher Hopper, and a couple other guys come on down into the pits. Now let's go back to the action here as Nicholas Moffitt, who's currently in second place, and Justin Shoup battle for the podium positions here. It's currently a battle for second place. Right behind them, Rick Bundren and Ryan Glover, who was fighting in the lead at one point before we panned over to him. I'm sure he does not want me to pan back to him again. Caden Richardson, leading the Pro Division, is now coming on in as they go through the two Lesma turns. As they go down Curva del Seraglio. They'll be at Ascari here pretty soon, which is that second set of S's, the 3-turn S pattern before Parabolica. There's a name I'm actually familiar with. I never associated with this track as that being Parabolica and Parabolica being here at Monza. I grew up watching NASCAR, people. Okay, give me some slack. 32.5 minutes to go is what I'd be saying if I was continuing to stare at the chat and look at your screen. Wow, 10-minute delay on my end. I should click live so I'm actually closer to live. 22 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Wow, we just jumped forward in time by 10 minutes, guys, just by a click of a button. Everybody just going through the Variante. Prima Variante. I like the S's. The S's sounds better to me. And we've got some more action coming up as I continue to watch the timing chain and see that we've got ourselves another fun battle in the Pro Division. So going around another one of the BMWs here, chasing after John Daniels, who's currently sitting in third. Michael Odell right up ahead, and in the front of this pack is Caden Richardson, as they're going through Ascari. Oh my gosh, extra buttons I didn't know were possible. So I'm hearing that have me peoples call me peoples, let's chat. I must call your peoples. I gotta talk to my producers about these magic buttons that I don't have in the oval side. I can even randomly decide that we're going back to qualifying. Why would I do that, though? That would just be so terrible. Let's go. As they go through the Prima... Oh, ooh. Big brake zone right there for Christopher Rowe, who had to back off Jason Wahlberg through the S's there. That is such a tight set of corners. If you don't get it right, you don't really get that awesome momentum. As Wahlberg continues to chase down John Daniels here, making him sweat just a little bit in that fourth place, trying to see if he can make a move for third. All right, time to give somebody else some love. Jack Lucas. There he is. Let's hop in with him, as he's currently battling with CJ Barshik back here for 6th place. Jason Wahlberg still battling with John Daniels, though. This is now the closest battle on track. The BMWs are coming into pit. It is about their pit cycle time. Nope, sorry, they're not pitting at all, folks. I forgot where we were on the track for a minute there. They were just moving on over for the radicals, as that is not a set of corners you want to be joined with that group in. Want to see some speed disparity? So Jack Lucas just hit 159. That's miles per hour, freedom units. This is Tyler Montague further back in the amateur, not that he's an amateur, and he was hitting about 104, so there's about a 10-mile-an-hour gap between their fastest point and their slowest point. CJ Barshchik and Jack Lucas, our closest battle on the track right now. Two of them battling it out, duking it out here as they go through Ascari. These two are a lap down in the pro division. Nicholas Moffitt in the pit lane right now. David Wortman is second in the amateur division. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap of the amateur division right now. Eric Hagel is 2 laps down. And David Wortman, Kyle Ryan getting around Nicholas Moffitt. ...171 miles an hour as they head on to Prima, or the S's. Well, we'll go with the S's again. I apparently wanted to change my mind. That's all. That's all, folks. No, that's not all. We have 17 minutes to go. Brian Sarton. 17 minutes to go. Although, according to you, it's... Oh, I've desynced. You also have 17 minutes to go. Just clicking around all these buttons seems to mess with it. So that's the road course here at Monza. The track map. I could shame everyone right now and say, hey, you want to see everybody's off track? Somebody let me in this booth for some reason and forgot that I also like chaos. Ooh, a little slide action there for CJ Barshchik as he's going through Parabolica. You hear the tires starting to lose a little bit, just a slight bit of grip. Speaking of slight bit of grip, in Ascari is where you'll find Caden Richardson as he comes flying up to the back of, boy, that's a car right there. That's rough. That is most likely, I don't know who that was. Why did I get this job again? Parabolica. That's why. Now let's see your battle box here. Rick Bundren. That's, yep, I thought so. Kyle Ryan. Getting passed here by Caden. Or actually that's Moffitt. That was your former AM leader. He is now 4 laps down. You know what, folks? I am having a hard time keeping track of everybody. There's actually not 3 cars on the lead lap in the BMW. My apologies, I am spreading misinformation. Kyle Ryan and David Wortman are 3 laps behind Caden Richardson, while Nicholas Moffitt is now 4. So I'm just illiterate, so just pay no heed to this dyslexic man that's stuttering and sputtering here in the booth. Equal opportunity employer. Okay, guys, I'm not doing that bad of a job. You really, wait a minute. Are you guys telling me that people get paid to do this? You guys are getting paid? Hold on a second. $0.00 a year. Ugh. They're making more than I'm making. I tell you what, though, there's a lot of buttons to click. That's for sure. Maybe if I click this button, I'll get a more accurate representation. Oh my goodness, yes I do. Who would have thought, folks, who would have thought if I clicked on the leader of the M2s, I would actually figure out who's on our lead lap still. It's like this is my first time doing this. John Daniels is actually in the pits right now with 13 minutes to go, so he's probably the last fuel stop for the Radicals for the night. Maybe he's just going to be having to just push. I don't know. But Kyle Ryan is currently being chased by David Wortman, and behind him, Nicholas Moffitt. No, that's not Nicholas Moffitt back there. I mean, Nick is in third, but that's not who that other car is. Kyle Ryan is the leader of this group. There are 3 cars a lap down in the amateur division. Ronald Kabiltis, Eric Hagel, and Gerard Rupert. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering everybody's names. I could just call you Wart driver number 1, Wart driver number 5, Wart driver number 3, if that suits you better. Please leave a like and share in the comment section if you agree with the arbitrary naming system. Well, choo-choo train going on here in the top 2 of the BMW. The third tag-along driver. That's the button I did want to click. That is Ron Kabiltis. That is Ron Kabiltis right there behind David Wortman. Okay. Cool. Maybe I'll remember that by the end of the race. Sorry, folks. Dad jokes on Sundays. Beating myself up on Tuesdays. The jokes just kind of write themselves. If the field is Wart, anything can happen. Alrighty, enough of that now. So Taylor Montague and Troy Nissen about another minute away from being lapped by our leaders here. The leaders of the BMW have currently gone through 23 laps. They're working on lap 24 for themselves, while the SR10s are making their way around for lap 28. And I promise we're going to hop right back in here with Jason Wahlberg, who is still chasing down Michael Odell. That's still happening and still going on. 10 minutes, 26 seconds to go. And yes, CJ Barshik is still chasing after Jack Lucas, and I also was misinformed about this. Maybe they were a lap down when I said it earlier, but they are also on the lead lap, so all 7 of our pro drivers are on the lead lap. Well, we have broken down the last 10 minutes to go. The 10-minute mark is here. Do the jingle. Do the jingle. Like a good neighbor, Midwest is here. Oh, nope, there it goes. There goes the monetization. Sorry, Josh, you let me in here. Well, Midwest Motorsports, while the Road Series is coming to a close for a couple weeks as we get ready to plan for Season 11, as you can see, taking place at 7:20, I want want to say 7:20. Don't hurt me. Be gentle. Be nice. I keep forgetting everything because they changed the times. But anyway, they are currently racing Tuesday nights, obviously. That's why we're all here. And currently the schedule has everybody doing green flag here at 7:30. Now I'm going to assume the time's going to stay the same, but that's always a chance to change. Make sure you follow along with your local telecast provider for the correct time and information, but actually check in with the Midwest-Motorsports.com website where you can join in free and for any of the series that we have available. We are always open to new recruits, new people joining us here, and you're going to be right on the ground floor for what Season 11 has to bring. Jason Wahlberg and Michael Odell swapping positions here after that pass of one of the BMWs. Is this going to take me another hour to go through because of all the action going on the grid? I don't know, folks, but it took me quite a long time on Sunday to get through this. But speaking of other series, Friday nights at 9:55, that time has not changed. The green flag will drop on our Oval Series Truck Season number 10, where the trucks battle. We've had Fields of 30. It'd be great if we could get back to see through Fields of 30. So all you road guys looking for something to do on a Friday night, come on over. Jason Phillips makes it look easy. You can too. We've had Chris Hopper, we've had CJ in the racing. I'd love to see more of you guys out there. Kyle Ryan has now just found himself right up in the lead of the AM division. Now David Wortman back up front. We will pan over to that action right here. Friday nights you can drive against me and put me in my place, along with Dustin Reinstella and many other big names in the Oval Series with my friend Trevor McLaughlin and my other friend James J as your normal broadcast team. And James J is, like I said at the beginning of my time here in the booth today, on medical, but when he returns he will be there. And that's just a great time. This week the trucks will be at Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Mile. If you're a barrel at pit lane entrance, be afraid. Be very afraid. Poor Josh. Well, we're hoping it's not going to be a big caution fest, but thoughts and prayers. Speaking of thoughts and prayers, let's move on over to Sunday night where you're going to hear more from my voice, if you haven't had enough already. Where we have our stock car series featuring the Xfinity cars with the Supra, the Mustang, and the Camaro. They're going to be racing at Old Atlanta, the 2008 edition of the Speedway. This coming Sunday, it's going to be 134 laps of big action, and I'd have some big news, but I don't want to spoil any surprises, but there's going to be a familiar name coming back to race with us on Sunday nights if I don't drag him into the booth to talk with me. If he doesn't drag me, if he doesn't drag me around the racetrack all weekend long. So tune in Sunday night to see who I'm talking about. And watch that. Again, James J, featured voice on all these broadcasts when he's back from his medical leave. We miss James. It is definitely a different feel in this booth without you. I can't wait to have you back, but you just heal up the way the doctors need you to. And you tell those nurses that we at Midwest Motorsports say hello. All right, before I get into any more trouble. Oh my goodness. The salary doubles every race. I feel like there's some kind of like pay violation going on where people are talking about pay with employed people, and it's just, we do it for the love of the game, guys. But yeah, season 10 for the oval side. We've already done 3 races so far in both seasons. We'll be in round 4 this coming weekend of a 22 race schedule. And afterwards, we've got one more race before we're off for Thanksgiving. So all those leagues, all those series, you're able to join in on them as we got Caden Richardson here right now, moving along. I think the broadcast team said, or my producers said, you know what? You need to pay attention to what's going on. He's trying to be helpful. Great for that. So we've got that. Wow, folks, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop clicking buttons. Buttons are bad for me. Let's get back in this booth now, shall we? You've been watching David Wortman for a long time now. It's been like forever. He's been on stream this whole entire time. Let's go to Kyle Ryan. Let's give him some spotlight here. Right behind him is Caden Richardson, who is leading. So I keep going back to YouTube to read the comments, and then I look at the YouTube feed and go, hey, what's going on here? This isn't the person I picked to follow. Oh, well, we don't have 13 minutes left. We only have 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Can you survive hearing me talk for that much longer? I don't know. We're about to find out, though. I know some of the other road guys definitely have to deal with that when I come on in. Speaking of close battles and close shaves, well, Aaron Holroyd is not here with his Manscaped car, but Justin Shoup is chasing down Rick Bundren here. This is currently for 5th place. 2 teammates here, Too Old, Too Slow is the team name for these two. Like I said, they're battling it out for 5th place here in the amateur division. Amateur division. None of these guys are amateurs. Was our closest battle on track. Now it's between this and the Kyle Ryan, David Wortman showdown here. So do you remember that conversation we had earlier in the chat, folks, with 1 minute and 38 seconds to go? We haven't talked about the amateur championship. And currently Ryan Glover is leading that. As of the beginning of this race, he held the lead by 63 points over Kyle Ryan. And David Wortman is 265 points behind. So if any of these guys got involved in any turn 1 shenanigans and you saw it, I didn't see it, uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's 450 points. Gone. Gone. But let's talk about some actual close battles here. Justin Shoup, by the way, who's currently on the screen right now, is in a tight battle with Nicholas Moffitt and Cody Height. In points, Justin is only 12 points behind Nicholas Moffitt. And Nick is 22 points behind Nick. Nick is 12 points behind Cody. So the battle for 5th place. Big right now. Big for these guys. Right now, as it stands, though, Nick Moffitt is currently sitting in 3rd in the AM division. Cody, on the other hand, did not make it. So he's going to drop some points here. That's for sure. And yours truly sitting in 23rd. 23rd. Well, I only had 2 starts. 2 starts. No DNFs. Yeah, it looks like we've got... I did it again, didn't I? I did it again. Checkered flag around the racetrack here. As yours truly, you know, bungled on his job there. I was too focused on battles for points. I was not focused on what's going on the track. Caden Richardson will bring this one home in first place. Had a 7-second lead over Michael Odell, who was ahead of Jason Wahlberg by 4 minutes. In the AM Series, David Wortman gets the W. Well, you don't have to do that. You don't have to overwhelm me. David Wortman goes ahead and gets the W here. Oh no. Now I gotta click buttons again. I gotta find out where all these buttons are. Where are all the buttons? All the lonely buttons, where do they all come from? All the lonely buttons, where do they all belong? Yeah, nope. Nope. I really want to hit the button. That's the grid. That's your results. And there we are, folks. The end of Season 10 in the Road Series. We're calling it GT. David Wortman gets his second straight win in the AM Series division. I'm sure I'm going to be told that I'm completely and factually incorrect, and how dare I just show up out of nowhere and make all these claims. But yes. All right, so we'll go through our finishing order here. In the Pro Series, we had Caden Richardson bringing it home for a W. Michael Odell will go ahead and take second place. Jason Wahlberg third. Christopher Rowe in fourth place. John Daniels fifth. Jack Lucas sixth. CJ Barshik rounding out the field in seventh place. A nice battle with him and Jack Lucas there for pretty much the entirety of the race. In the AM Series, we've got David Wortman bringing it home with the checkers. Kyle Ryan finishes second place. Nicholas Moffitt third. Ryan Glover fourth. Rick Bundren fifth. Justin Shoup in sixth. Ooh, Christopher Hopper from Italy, apparently, at this time, instead of Antarctica, is in seventh. Nice. Oh, I'm sorry. Did somebody say 69 pitting? Nice. Eighth place, we have Troy Nissen in the number 3. Ninth place, we have Ron Kabiltis. Eric Hagel in 10th place. Taylor Montague brings it in 11th place. And Gerard Rupert will have 12th place. Biggest mover of the day, though, is David Wortman. He brought up 7 positions from qualifying to get that W. Nicholas Moffitt up 3. Justin Shoup and Chris Hopper gaining 3 positions as well. Biggest movers of the day overall. In the Pro Series, Christopher Rowe brought up 2 positions there. Fastest lap of the day goes to Caden Richardson, and I have no idea if that actually means anything in the points. Anybody done? No, I'm just kidding. I told you that this is all about beating myself up today. We are currently waiting on some stuff here. Chasing down some peoples. I was told we were chasing down some peoples. I forget, am I bringing up the top 2 finishers overall? Or am I bringing up all 3 of each division? Well, you know what? I'm going to start by doing a... I can't do that. At least not that way. Yes, invite him to this place. Oh! A guy has been stolen. And another guy has been stolen. The claw has chosen. Alrighty, folks. Oh, you guys are on your own mutes, it looks like. So, David Wortman, you got a copy. Don't be shy now. Oh, you're force muted. Oh, oh boy. Okay, there we go. David, we got a copy.
You got me there.
I got you now.
There we go. I hit my mute
Alrighty.
button like 20 times, so I thought it was me.
My screen looks like it was you because normally it's a nice red when it's the man in charge's thing. But at any rate, wow, what an action-packed race to jump into after being in the smaller fields and the oval side. You had a lot of stuff going on today. Tell us about your day because you moved up a lot of positions to get here and get this W back to back.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked at this one. Last week I felt really good, and I know Silverstone really well, so that one uh, kind of expected that one, but this one I was not on pace. I couldn't put together a quali lap to save my life, and kind of just got in the mindset that I was gonna hang out in the midfield and just have fun. And before I knew it, I think maybe 4 or 5 people got spun or looped it or something, and then all of a sudden I was in P2 behind Kyle, and I was like, oh, I'm in this now. So no, it was a blast. And shout out to Kyle. We had an amazing battle, back and forth. I overtook him in the pit cycle and about a second, and then he retook me when I made a mistake, and yeah, it's just back and forth, just really really good battle.
Absolutely, and he was kind of closing in on towards the end there. I just noticed the final lap times for you guys: 2:02.85 for you and 2:02.53 for him. He was getting within that one second there. And talk us about how you deal with having somebody that close behind you, kind of gaining, and you guys kind of duking it out, and having the SR10s just kind of fly on by.
Yeah, for sure. Really, when I get pressure from behind like that, I try not to live in my mirrors too much, um, because that's when you start making mistakes ahead, you know. So I was just trying to keep my eyes focused, run my line. I know if I run my line, um, and I can hit all my marks and everything, I'm going to force the person behind me to have to make a move. And then usually that puts them in a disadvantageous position, and kind of hold them off that way. And these cars are really difficult to pass in to begin with. So um, having track position is huge in these M2s, because it's so hard to overtake under braking, or um, it's really the best way to overtake is just make the other person make mistakes. So I would say that was probably key.
Pretty much, that's for sure. There with these cars, I know there's a couple spots you could get a pretty good run on somebody, but
Yep. Yeah.
any. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's all about those exits. If you can, especially at Monza, if you can get those corner exits down, you can sneak a nose in down the straight.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your back-to-back W's here, and we look forward to seeing you next season and season 11 and whatever that brings.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David Wortman, everybody. And now we're going to bring alive our Pro Series winner, Caden Richardson. Let's see if we can get him on here. There we
Hello.
go. How's it going, Caden?
Going good.
I would say so. Getting the W there in the Pro Series, and you and Michael were battling it pretty hard for a while there. You had John Daniels get ahead for a little bit, and it looked like a hot battle there. Pretty much all five of you guys were neck and neck for a good part of the race. Can you walk us through all that and just kind of weaving your way through the M2 field?
Yeah, that battle was all a lot of just good fun. We were in the same VC together, so it was mostly it was controlled for the most part. Uh, the M2s tonight. Oh my gosh, it was scary. Some of the times, like through Scary, oh it's just so slow that it just becomes so deadly. So few close calls there, snuck it out.
Yeah, definitely saw a couple lockups there coming out of Prima, and that's just it's a hard place to kind of work through. And I did see some of the guys trying to be patient as they can, but that just loses you some time. And
Yeah.
well, definitely great running out of you there in this race with Michael Odell and Jason Wahlberg and that. And is there any takeaways you had from this race as far as your pit strategy? Anything that you thought you might have been able to do a little bit better, or things that you thought you were going to struggle with today that you ended up doing well with?
To be honest, not really. The plan coming into the race was help John Daniels and Michael Odell because they've been assisting me throughout the season. And then around pit cycles is when I would run. I mostly did that. We had a bit of fun, passed the time with those battles, so pretty much went just about the way I wanted.
Well, that's awesome right there. It's always good to have a group of guys to race with, chat with during the race. That's something kind of miss on the oval side there.
Hmm.
You looking forward to season 11 and any particular car options you're hoping for?
Potentially. Honestly, we'll just see which way it goes.
Alrighty. Anything else for the viewers back home?
Well, thank you guys for hosting the series. I gotta also thank CJ Barzak for his advice throughout the season. It's been helpful.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for joining us here, Caden. Good job on the win. Congrats on taking home another W this season, and just look forward to see what you got next year or next
Thank
season.
you.
I maybe next year. Who knows? See how long it takes for season 11 to come live.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Well, there was Caden Richardson, the winner for the AM series. Don't do weird things. Sorry. Stuff with the clicks. Clicking is bad. Well, that was a wonderfully exciting race there. 60-minute action tonight from Monza. I can't believe that it went by as fast as it did, but that's what happens when you have so many cars to look after, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I certainly did. Congrats to, again, to David Wortman and Caden Richardson for getting their wins today, winning in the Pro Series and the AM Series. And for our champions, I'm guessing Johan DeRoy. I do not have the points here, but at any rate. Alrighty, well, good season here, folks. Great times for everybody. Thank you all for tuning in and watching here on this Veterans Day here in the United States. If you know a veteran or anything, we salute you for all the work that you've done, for the service that you've done for our country, and for those that are serving now and those that have served and paid the ultimate price on our behalf for the freedoms that we have here and across the ocean. And we hope that you all have a good rest of your evening there. And as James J likes to say, stay in your lane.